This is a call for an uprising.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. I wanted to do a video to warn people about honeypots. I like to just call them traps. They plant them all over the place. This is a natural thing for them to do because naturally people who are awake want to find hope. So they're going to believe in some of the stories that are out there because they're going to say, well, this is the people fighting back. Something has to happen. They don't realize that the courts are fully controlled. The narratives are fully controlled. If they didn't want Florida to have these loose things going on there, they wouldn't. And I'm going to start with the story in Canada because this is the easiest one to see. Now, somebody posted on my website, acallforanuprising.com. Check it out if you haven't. I just put up a really important video about graphene. And some of the stuff that's in the magic potion and how it works in your body and what they're trying to do. If you're wondering about all that stuff tied in with those towers and other things and magnets, check out the video. It's over there. I would put it up here for you guys. I don't know how to word it or put it up without getting it flagged. It would automatically get taken down. I have no doubt about that. There are some videos out there you can find on it that are up. Obviously, I'm aware that if I do a video on it, I know that they're watching me. I know that I can explain this stuff pretty easily so people can understand it, and that's something they don't want. So I can't put it up here and get an automatic strike, but that is what the website is for, and there's a lot of great info there being shared, so check it out over on the website. And somebody posted this and wanted to share it, and this is the alt-right media talking about how in Calgary, this guy took Alberta, Calgary, Alberta. He went to court, deeming that it wasn't fake, it wasn't real, everything that's going on, which of course is true. So people want to believe that this is some guy, he's a patriot. Of course, he's posting a picture after he successfully wins in court, proving that it's not real, as well as Calgary removing limitations on masks and social distancing and other things, which is obviously a setup for some type of false flag event that will get people angry, it'll get people more scared. That's how this whole thing works. And of course, the picture of him after his successful court appearance has him doing the triangle of power. This is a very well-known basic. You could just tell, obviously, from the pyramid in the hand, but lots of people in the secret societies do this in flashes. We've seen Trump do it. We see the people in the UK. I can't remember the woman's name off the top of my head, but they do it all the time. This is a basic power symbol, Illuminati hand symbol. And is it coincidental that this guy did this, and then this is the story in the alt-right media? And they're going, well, see how the mainstream media won't report on it? They won't report on it? Well, give it time after the whole entire thing is set up where, they have the false flag there, and suddenly everybody gets sick, and they say, well, why were the restrictions pulled? And they talk about this guy, and they talk about how people there weren't believing it, and suddenly, boom, something happened, and everybody got sick. And you're already hearing small things come out about that in Canada, in Calgary, Alberta, where at the rodeo there was an outbreak, and they're blaming on the fact that there was no social distancing or mask or mandated magic potions. So they have to create these types of things to get people more on board, because the ones who are fringe, who don't really know one way or the other, who just haven't gotten it yet or might be a little bit skeptical, they don't believe that the false flag events really are fake things that that Big Brother creates, because they don't understand how it could happen. Like, how could they all get together? You have to really have a lot of understanding of how they work with secret societies, and then even using the children's secret societies like the Demolay, Job's Daughters, the Rainbow Girls. These are the secret societies for children. Yes, children. I have tons of videos that probably have been taken down. Some might still be up under different names, which might make them hard for you to find. But not just children of people who are Masons go into this, friends. They recruit friends who they think are qualified to be in it. And a lot of these kids are used in a lot of these false flag events that you see at a lot of these schools that involve something that goes bang. Okay? I've talked about that many times over. Well, the same thing goes on with any of these psyops, whether they're kids or they're adults. They have roles to play. Now, they're not grabbing a third-degree Mason or something like that. They're going to be people who are well-initiated into these secret societies, who worship Lucifer, understand Lucifer is the god of this world. In their minds, they worship him, they love him, blah, blah, blah. You know the whole story. And they get them to play roles in these types of events and other secret societies as well. So That's going on in Canada. Then we have Florida, right? I just mentioned it recently about Florida and how everybody's running to Florida. Florida's the place to go. Well, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but I think I've been put in this position because I see through crap, and I guess you could say I'm pretty hopeless. I'm not a hopeless romantic, I'm hopeless, okay? Hopeless. My only hope and faith is in Christ. So I guess I'm not hopeless. I know that I'm saved, the King is going to return, Jesus Christ, but as far as things in this world, I don't hope that, I have no hope that people are going to overturn this. I don't have any faith in people, and I certainly don't have any faith in these actors and these politicians because I understand how this entire system works. And there are a lot of people who understand it too. It's just that they don't believe that it's been fully infiltrated yet and that people can still be elected town officials, politicians, and lower, like Florida, like, oh, the governor got it, not happening. And he's on our side. No, he's not. No. That's not happening. And even when Dems get voted out, like you're going to see in California, people are going to be like, oh, we're going to get someone new in, and it'll likely be Jenner. Is Jenner running against? I don't know who it is, but that'd be a different video. But people will be like, see, we got rid of him. You don't think that he knows his role and how to play it, and then the guy from the right comes in, and then he plays it more like anti-jazz. I mean, it's all part of it. And everybody's flocking to Florida. And Florida, the governor is coming out here saying he's standing against Biden, so it's getting people excited and wanting to go there, and it's just got trap written all over it. And the trap can be, obviously, it's going to be something involving an outbreak. We've seen Florida is usually the place where a lot of these do occur. We saw the thing in Orlando, we saw the thing at the Parkland, right? And that's where a few of them in the last couple of years have happened, and many others. We also know that they can easily use weaponized weather down there as well, which they've done over the years, as we've seen from the uptick in storms that have hit there. But I wanted to point this out because when you're looking ahead to see how they play the game, you have to smell and see what they're doing. Because if you feel tempted and you see a story that makes you feel like there's hope, they're likely baiting you.
This competition just blew wide open, folks.
The lightning round.
I'm doing good, baby. How you doing?
We were on a break.
You say that one more time, I'm gonna break up with you.
We were gonna drink the food. Regina Phalange.
Holiday armadillo.
Don't know that we know they know we know. I know.
Menards has everything you need to give your home an update. Check out our great selection of Shaw flooring. Add warmth with soft and luxurious carpet. Durable laminate flooring is easy to install. Waterproof vinyl plank is perfect for active lifestyles. Or, if tile is more your style, Mohawk's floor, wall, and mosaic tile adds timeless beauty to any.
They're playing you. If you're a team, he's a player. They're playing you, and they're saying, okay, well, if you go to Florida, these states are independent. We still have just different states, and none, you can get a Republican and Democrat because they want the illusion of the Republic to be there. That's part of the game that they're playing, so that people think, well, we're the ones who did. The constant circle. The people are pointed at for why the problems are happening. So that's why the left and right point at each other. You did this. You did this. Instead of seeing that all of them are in on it together, they're destroying everything for this thing known as the Great Reset, or at least that's what they like to call it. We like to call it the end of the world, the end times, to destroy it and then, of course, rebuild it as they believe, like the Tower of Babel. But Florida, again, is something that they are talking about, and they're trying to make it seem like a safe haven for everyone to get down there. Oh, you don't have to worry about any of it. It's like old times down there. Yeah, it is temporarily, I'm sure. But there's also a lot of other states, too, obviously, that don't have mask mandates right now. But you can just smell it. You can just smell that they're getting ready to say, all the conservatives went down there, and none of them had the jab. and they all went to the beach, and they went to concerts, and they didn't wear masks, and they didn't social distance, and there was suddenly this event occurs, there's an outbreak, there's X amount of deaths, and then they can either, one of the things I think they're going to do is quarantine a state at some point. That's what I think that they're doing in Florida. That's just a guess on my behalf. You know, and by quarantining, it means you won't be able to go in or leave. And that'll be the first experimental state. And then, of course, they can blame it on the right, the people who aren't going to get it in the first place. But that will persuade fringe people on the right who are against the left and against Biden to still go and get it. They'll convince them it has nothing to do with politics, and they'll be persuaded because of these types of events. That's how this whole game works. That's what you could expect in Calgary. I personally think it'll be Florida. It could be Texas. It could be somewhere else. I don't know. But I'm just telling you how these things work. You guys, a lot of you already know this, but I'm not sure if you're following or paying attention to it right now. With, you know, there's so many stories coming from so many places, and so many variants coming out of so many rear ends that it's really hard to keep up. But Florida seems to be the one that they keep mentioning and hinting at, almost like they're rebelling against the liberals, they're rebelling against Biden, and it plays in perfectly that all the Republican people would be heading down there, and then they can get the fringe Republicans, because pretty much you have to consider that 90%, maybe 99% of the people who claim to be liberal have gotten it because it's part of the game. Right? So it's like a liberal friend and another liberal friend. They'll feel pressured immediately to get it, so they probably will. I'm not saying every single one has, but let's say that a large majority, if not all. So when the right when they have events and they blame it on, you know, conspiracy people, the reason is conspiracy people, or any type of conspiracy or anti-magic potion people, one, that'll convince people who might still be believers in conspiracy and everything else, the quote-unquote Q group, those types of, believe in that type of stuff to go and possibly get. I'm not saying if you believe in Q, you're going to go get it or not, but you know what I mean. And then, of course, they can use that as well to blame social media and blames people such as you and me, who, you know, whether you have a YouTube channel or you just write on your Facebook wall, you know, just to censor you more and say, look, you caused this, you caused this. Because remember, the name of the game is to point the finger between the left and the right. You did this, you did this, you did this. These guys never take responsibility or accountability, ever, for anything. Because they go, well, you elected them, and they don't realize that they're the bozo of the clowns. They get picked and put in those spots. They're all working together. They don't care if they have to play the role of, oh, you're the incompetent governor. Okay, they get fed money, they get protected, and they don't ever have to deal with the people. It's part of it. It's part of how the game works. I talk to people all the time. They're like, how could Trump be on? You think he wants to hear this type of backlash? And you think he cares? Where is he right now, by the way? You think he cares? Or any of these people care? Of course not. It's part of the game. They look at you like you're cattle. Left, right. All of us, they look at us. Read the Protocols of the Elder Zion, the mood, Tau. Say it in reverse. Read those things. You see how they view us, what they look at us as. Nothing, not even human, is how they look at us. So they don't care how you really view them to get to the ultimate ending point that they want. And that's what they're doing. So these places like Florida, Calgary, others will pop up, are being told to ahead of time, because the perspective they're giving people is, this is what's happening. All these Republicans are going down to Florida. None of them are following the rules. And people are going, well, let them stay down there. Who cares? Lock them up. Well, probably what's going to end up happening. Probably locked in the state. Because they're going to point a finger at people like me and you. Don't forget. I mean, well, I'm sure you're not forgetting. You already know because you're dealing with it. Your relatives are probably pointing a finger at you. Your friends. Huh? You didn't get it? You know, they're clueless about what's going on. So that's what I'm seeing. I want to remind you again, my website, I just put a video up. You have to see it if you haven't. If you can join the website, please do so. I want to thank the Patreons. And that video, again, is on the graphene. You can look it up for yourself. The other word will pop up, I'm sure, when you type it in. Everybody's been talking about it since the whole thing with the mags came out. You know, the magnets. So they've come out and deflected and said that it's not in it, which obviously gives you 100% confirmation that it is, because that's how this whole thing works. When they deflect, you already know that they're guilty. They know that they're guilty, and that's how they they mind control those dumbed down people who might be convinced otherwise. They get them right away with their deflection. So that's on the website. I want to thank the Patrons for being here, and thank all of you for your support. I appreciate all of you greatly. God bless you and your families.